Good evening, everybody. It's Lorraine Alternative Homesteading on October 9, 2024. I hope everybody's doing well. And the weather here was kind of nice today. It was very cold overnight. When I say cold, it dropped to like the 40s, and today it was in the 70s. So, it's a huge difference. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about indicators of health. How we can, as targeted people, regular people, what can we do to determine whether or not there is something that we should be paying attention to in our bodies? And back when I lived in New Jersey, and I did this for years, I purchased what are called pH test strips. And basically, it's a little at-home test. You pull the strip out, and you get some saliva, from your tongue, and then you test the strip with it. And if you were in the yellow, which was a more acidic, less than number 7, that was when you had to alkalize your body. You were doing something wrong. You were eating the wrong foods. And then if your pH level, which is a potential for hydrogen, which is, it's a scale that measures how acidic or alkaline a substance is. That scale ranges from 0 to 14. And usually the pH of number 7, which is like right in the middle, is neutral. And if a pH is greater than 7, it's alkaline, which is really good. You want to be in alkaline because disease, cancers, and stuff cannot exist in an alkaline body. It only exists in an acidic body. And this is why it's really important for targeted people, all people, to monitor their pH levels so that they're in the green, so to speak, so that you're 7 or more. Sometimes, 6.5 is still on the borderline there. So the human body requires a delicate pH balance to function optimally. And then there are different parts of the body that have different pH levels. For example, the stomach is highly acidic because of digestion. It needs to digest food, and the acidic level is usually a pH of 1.5 to 3.5. Now your skin is slightly acidic, and that's a pH of 4 to 6. And that is basically to protect against bacteria. And then your blood is slightly alkaline. That's around 7.35 to 7.45, and that is vital for your processes, for your blood. I noticed, like in New Jersey, my pH level was always very high. It was always alkaline. It was actually more than green. Sometimes it was so alkaline that it would turn purple. So I never had a problem with being acidic, like being in the yellow, we'll say, because that yellow is when it tests as for an acidic body. But when I moved to Kentucky and I started to test myself here, I realized that I turned acidic here. I wasn't eating anything different. In fact, I was probably eating better here because I wasn't eating out at restaurants and stuff. But the stress level here is certainly higher, and I have a lot more invaders here, a lot more chemtrails here. So they're manipulating my food and my environment more here, I believe. So I discovered that I was more like on the border of acidic and alkaline. And that's a problem. And I think with the radiation, that also inhibits alkalinity. So why is the pH balance so important? Maintaining a proper pH level is essential for optimal health. There's the enzyme function, where many enzymes that regulate the body processes work within a specific pH range. Then there's the oxygen transportation. Your blood must maintain an alkaline pH to effectively transport oxygen to the cells. Then there's cell function and repair. And the balanced pH helps cells remove toxins and take in nutrients. And then there's, of course, disease prevention. A body that's too acidic may be more prone to inflammation, fatigue, and disease like cancer or osteoporosis. Conversely, an overly alkaline state can also cause health issues like alkalosis. I'm not even sure what that is. So the way you accurately measure the pH in the body, you can use a saliva pH, which are test strips. You can buy them on Amazon or eBay or the local, most of the local drug stores will have it. They're not expensive. They last a very long time. So you use the test strips that are specifically designed for saliva, and usually on the outside, you'll see a color scale with numbers so that you can very easily, visually tell what your saliva is at any one point. So the normal saliva pH range is ideally between 6.5 and 7.5. And what it indicates is that the more acidic saliva, like below 6.5, might suggest that your body is overcompensating for an acidic environment, or that your diet lacks alkaline forming foods. Then, of course, you can test your urine. And the way you would test your urine is this exact same way, with pH test strips. You'd collect some urine midstream in a sample first thing in the morning for the most accurate results. And then you just put your test strip in and pull it out very quickly, and just wait for it to change color. So the normal urine pH usually falls between 6.0 and 7.0, so it's a little bit lower than with the saliva, although it can vary depending on factors like diet or hydration. Like normally, like for targeted people, we may wake up dehydrated because we're being radiated at night, which is zapping the collagen and the moisture out of our bodies. And a pH below 6.0 might indicate a more acidic internal environment. A urine pH above 7 could suggest the more alkaline state. So monitoring your urine over time can give you insight into how well your body is managing the acid-alkaline environment. Then, of course, you can measure through your blood, but, in order to do that, you'd have to prick your finger or, go to the doctor. Now, there's several factors that are affecting the pH balance. There's your diet. Foods that are high in acid, like processed foods, sugar, red meat, can lower pH, while alkaline foods like fruits and vegetables can raise your pH. Stress, or chronic stress, can contribute to an acidic body. And all targeted people are under stress. Then there's hydration. Drinking plenty of water helps flush out excessive acid and maintains a neutral pH. Exercise. Intense exercise can produce lactic acid, and that temporarily lowers the pH, believe it or not. Then your respiratory and kidney function. These organs are crucial to regulating the pH through exhalation of carbon dioxide and the excretion of acidic or alkaline compounds through urine. So some of the tips for maintaining a healthy pH balance are to eat a balanced diet with plenty of alkaline forming foods, vegetables, and fruits. And I have got a list here that I'm going to read to you. That's in a separate mail that I posted to myself. Staying hydrated to flush out acidic waste. Managing your stress with relaxation techniques and cursing out the criminals whenever you want, like joking around about it like they're lops, mops, cops, pops, and wops. And exercising regularly, but avoiding overstraining, which can produce excessive lactic acid, which then causes an acidic environment. So maintaining a proper acid-alkaline balance through diet and lifestyle can support the long-term health and well-being. So then I have a list here. I have two lists. one of a list of acid-forming foods which contribute to lowering the body's pH, and then I have a list of alkaline-forming foods that help maintain the pH balance. So some of the things that are good for you to eat that maintain your pH balance or increase it are leafy greens like spinach, kale, Swiss chard, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, cucumbers, zucchini, celery, asparagus, bell peppers, green beans, carrots, lettuce, alfalfa sprouts, and sea vegetables like kelp and seaweed. And speaking of kelp and seaweed, it's a good thing for you to buy. First of all, it's inexpensive. It lasts forever, a long time, and you can add it to various soups and salads and stuff. Like I actually ate it last night. Like I really like miso soup, and I buy the seaweed separately, even though the miso soup says that it contains seaweed. It has like very, very little bit. So I just chopped up a bunch of seaweed and added it to my soup last night, and that was delicious. Then there are alkaline fruits. Now this one is a little, people think it's weird, like lemon. Well, it tastes acidic, but what happens is after you ingest it, it turns alkaline in your body. So alkaline fruits are lemons, limes, avocados, tomatoes, watermelon, grapefruit, berries, cantaloupe, honeydew, papaya, mango, pineapple, pears, and apples. So these are all fruits and vegetables that are really good to eat, besides the fact that they're really nutritious. Alkaline grains are quinoa, amaranth, millet, buckwheat, chia seeds, and flax seeds. And some of the nuts and legumes are almonds, lentils, chickpeas, lima beans. Alkaline beverages are herbal teas, coconut water, which I love, green juices, I like that too. Alkaline herbs and spices are garlic, ginger, turmeric, cayenne pepper, basil, and parsley. So in general, fresh whole foods, particularly vegetables and fruits, tend to be more alkaline forming. And processed foods, refined foods, animal proteins, and sugars tend to be more acid forming. So it's good to kind of balance them off so that you're not overly alkaline or overly acidic. And some of the acidic foods are absolutely, most of the time, red meat. Red meat is at the top of the list. Then, believe it or not, chicken and turkey are on the top. Some fish and some shellfish, processed meats like sausage, bacon, salami, hot dogs. Believe it or not, eggs, which is shocking. Dairy products like milk, cheese, butter, yogurt, and cream. Acidic grains are corn and corn products, oats, barley, rye, white rice, and bread, pasta, cereal, and crackers. Now, the disclaimer is that there are a lot of breads now, a lot of pasta, a lot of cereals and crackers that are not even made of wheat. Some of them now are made of rice and vegetables and all kinds of, I don't know, other materials. Like I have seen crackers and cereal and pasta made from chickpeas and lentils. Like I like it a lot. I actually have spaghetti that's red lentil spaghetti. It's delish. And then there's acidic processed and refined foods. Like this is really bad for you. White sugar, brown sugar, high fructose corn syrup, which I avoid those things like the plague. Artificial sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose. Those are neurotoxins. I avoid those like the plague. Refined flour products like white bread, pastries, cakes, and cookies. Well, I can't remember the last time I ate white bread. Pastries, well, last time I ate a pastry, I think it was in New Jersey. You know, I like those Italian pastries. Cakes, well, there's no cake around here. Cookies, I like cookies, but I eat organic cookies. Snack foods like chips, crackers, pretzels, but again, that's if you're using white sugar and high fructose corn syrup. There are chips, crackers, and pretzels that are not like that. Like there are sweet potato chips. There are carrot chips, there are vegetable chips. The same with crackers. Pretzels, there are oat bran pretzels. There are different kinds of pretzels, but the regular chips, crackers, and pretzels that you'll find in the store like Ritz and all that, that's pretty much what they're referring to. It's acidic, processed, and refined foods. Then there are acidic beverages, like any kind of cola or soft drinks, which I don't drink. Coffee, which I do drink every day. I tend to mix my coffee with cocoa, with pure cocoa. Alcohol, beer, wine, spirits. Energy drinks, which are really bad because those energy drinks, they usually contain a ton of caffeine, sugar. What else? Caffeine, sugar, just all kinds of bad stuff. Like really stay away from the energy drinks. Black tea. I remember reading that about black tea, but the other kinds of tea are okay. And then the acidic fruits are citrus fruits like oranges and grapefruits, pineapples. But yet, pineapple is sort of in between plums and dried fruits like raisins, cranberries, and prunes. But you have to understand, like the traditional ones that you buy over the counter of raisins, cranberries, and prunes are because they're usually coated in a sugar base. But if you buy organic raisins, cranberries, and prunes, sometimes they're coated in a fruit juice instead. A little bit different. Then the acidic legumes and beans are peanuts, lentils, kidney beans, black beans, and chickpeas. Although it depends on the chickpeas. Some people say the chickpeas are like right in the middle, like they're neutral. Acidic fats and oils are hydrogenated vegetable oils like margarine and shortening. The high processed vegetable oils like corn oil, canola oil, and soybean oil. Obviously, the best oils are olive oil, coconut oil, and avocado oils. Those are really good oils. Sesame oils and things like that. Then there are the acidic processed snacks and sweets, which most of us love, like chocolate, candy, ice cream, jellies and jams, and pastries and baked goods. But again, there are different kinds of chocolate. There's like 100% dark chocolate, like pure cocoa, which is different. Candy, well, candy, what kind of candy? Like black licorice would not be up there on that chart. Ice cream, it depends on the ice cream, right? It depends on what's in the ice cream. But, mostly, ice cream is made with cream. And most pastries and baked goods are not organic. So anyway, these foods are considered acid or acid forming. So balance is really the key. Like, you don't want to not eat some of these foods. I mean, there's no way in hell I'm ever going to stop eating chocolate. But, I don't necessarily eat it every day, except for the cocoa in my coffee. And, to do it within moderation and to test your pH level. So, I don't know. If you have any questions and comments, leave them down below. I mean, it really is very easy to test your pH levels with the pH test strips. So, and I want to do a little research because there was somebody who recently is talking about, a doctor who, this person is of the misguided belief that he sort of invented the acid-alkaline factors and its effect on health. Well, he's not. He's not at all. I'm not going to mention his name. I don't appreciate this doctor. I find him to be opportunistic. He repackages things, what others have created. He basically steals other people's ideas and remarkets them as his own. It's sort of like what that Facebook guy called? Anyway, so actually the first doctor to discover the acid-alkaline factors were Dr. Otto Heinrich Warburg. He was a German physiologist and Nobel laureate. And it was in the 1920s, it was that long ago, that Warburg discovered that cancer cells only thrive in an acidic, low oxygen environment, while healthy cells function best in a more alkaline, oxygen rich conditions. And his research was foundational in linking the body's internal environment to health. Then there was another significant figure in the acid alkaline theory, and that's Dr. Ragnar Berg. He's a Swedish nutritionist and biochemist, and that again was in the early 1900s. Dr. Berg studied the acid alkaline content of foods and emphasized the importance of an alkaline rich diet for health and disease prevention. He believed that the imbalance in the body's pH could lead to health problems and advocated for an alkaline diet to maintain proper balance. Both Dr. Warburg and Dr. Berg, interesting that they both have the same sounding last names, played essential roles in advancing the understanding of the alkaline acidic factors that affect health. But anyway, hope you enjoyed this little health chat. Please leave a comment down below if you've tested your pH and if you find it useful. And please remember to hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel grow, get the message out there.